output characteristics. So when we are going for your BJT, there we are having different configuration. We are having common base configuration, common emitter configuration, and common collector configuration. So in that, first one is your common base. So all these configurations are there. In that, as you are knowing that we are having the emitter, base, and collector. So whichever the terminal we are connecting to both input and output, that is your common. So when we are going for your common base, in common base, the base terminal will be there for input and base terminal will be also there for output. So it will be common. So this base is common for your input and this base is common for your output. Okay. So this is the circuit diagram for your common base configuration. Here you are having the input between your this emitter and your base, and you are having the output between your collector and your base. So in input and output both you are having this base common. Okay. So this is the circuit for that one. Now as you are knowing that when we are going for your transistor, your emitter base junction it will be forward bias and your collector base junction it will be reverse bias. So when we are going for making your input as forward bias and your output as reverse bias, then we can say that we can use that transistor as an amplifier. So that is the for amplification purpose we can design that circuit. So this circuit we can use it for amplification purpose. Okay. Here you see that you are having two voltages. You are having VBB and VCC. So if you are comparing these two, your VCC will be much more greater than your VBB. Okay. Now this circuit, this is for, we have taken your NPN transistor. Here we have taken the NPN transistor. You can even go for PNP transistor. Just only one thing is that you have to change the polarity. You have to change the polarity. If you change the polarity, same action will be there. Okay. Now you are having the input characteristics. If you are going, this is the input characteristics in case of your common base configuration. Here we are making the graph between your base emitter voltage and your emitter current. So between your base emitter voltage and your emitter current, we are making the graph. So it is something like your ordinary, and you are knowing that in forward bias the diode will start conducting around say 0.6 volts. Okay, around. So here you see that initially you are having the 0 volts only, but after your 0.6 volt it is increasing. Okay, all of a sudden with a small increase in voltage you are seeing that there is a increase in current. Here we are keeping your collector emitter voltage constant. Here we are keeping your collector base. Here we are keeping your collector base voltage constant. So let us assume that when we are making your collector base voltage as 0 volt, then we are getting this type of waveform. Now it is becoming straight and it is approaching towards your this emitter current. Okay, so emitter current is also increasing. So as we are increasing this, your collector current, your emitter current is also increasing. Okay, but whenever we are going for drawing your input characteristics, we have to keep your this collector base voltage constant. Okay, once what we have fixed, we have to keep it constant, and we have to start noting down the values of your these two, your base emitter voltage and your emitter current. Okay, so this is your input characteristic. It is resembling same as your forward bias characteristics of your ordinary P junction diode. Okay, now let us go for your output characteristics. This is your output characteristics. So you are knowing that whenever we are going for your base collector voltage, here we should have the reverse bias. If it is reverse bias, then only it will work as an amplifier. Okay, then only it will work in the active region. So this is the graph that we are drawing between your collector base voltage and your here collector current. We are making the graph between your collector current and your collector base voltage. This is your zero level. forward bias. This is working as forward bias. So what we are having? We are having a input forward bias. We are having output forward bias. Both we are having forward bias. So if we are having both as forward bias, it will work as an, say that will be your saturation. So this reason, this side, what is the reason is there? This reason, it will be your saturation region. Okay, this region will be saturation region as this is working as forward bias. Okay, this is not the ideal characteristics of the transistor. In order to make it work, we have to make it reverse bias. Now, so when it is reaching your zero voltage, this is the zero voltage. So at zero voltage, this is your collector base voltage. So at collector base voltage, we are keeping your emitter current constant. We are keeping the emitter current constant. So here, let us assume that the emitter current is your 1 microamp. So when emitter current is 1 microamp, you see that as we are increasing your collector base voltage, there is no change in your collector current. Your collector current remains the same only. So we are getting one straight line. Okay. So this reason where with increase in your collector base voltage, you are not getting any change in your collector current. That is called your active region. And it is this region only where if we are working, we can make the transistor to work as an amplifier. After reaching some level, there you are seeing that with a small increase in your collector base voltage, there is a sharp increase in your collector current. Here you will have sharp increase. So this sharp increase you will have, this is called your breakdown region.